My career started as a corper because for me, no part of my career was useless. Every part has actually, crystallized and to become what I am today. So I started with KPMG, Pitmawi Kani Ogunde and Company in Jos as a youth corper, where I did so much work and had a lot of grounding. Subsequently, moved over to the University of Benin in Edo State, where I was at various times, various things, so to speak. I was a teacher, I was an accountant, I was a managing director, finance director. So at the University of Benin, I will say clearly that I did everything. I was also a student combined. So I did everything at the University of Benin. I was an accountant. I started first as an accountant with the Faculty of Social Sciences and Education, then moved over to the bursary. I became the Chief Financial Officer, and indeed, I set up actually the University of Benin Enterprise, the first commercial arm of the University of Benin. I was a lecturer. I taught in the Faculty of Science. I taught in the Faculty of Social Sciences. So I did all of that. And I was a student. I ran the Masters in Banking and Finance and the Masters in Economics at the University of Benin. So I spent 10 years at the University of Benin. And from there, I was seconded to the National Center for Women Development in Abuja, where I was the Special Assistant to the Director General of the National Center for Women Development. That was just for a year. And after that, I moved over to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation as the Deputy Federal Pay Officer at in Niger State, at the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. And then that also was a short stint before I moved over to the SEC, where I have spent about 24 years now at the SEC. And within the SEC, I took several roles before becoming the Director General. Well, nothing ever surprises me because I have an open mind, because anything can happen. So to say if I was surprised about anything, no, because everything could be new. And my spirit to life is about learning. When you step into any place, you must unlearn to relearn. Because where you were before certainly is different from where you are going into. So if you have a stereotypical, mindset regarding where you are going to, coming or stemming from what you knew before, then you are setting yourself for failure. So, because any two places definitely can never be the same. So, I came in with an open mind. It was exciting because, of course, as an accountant, a finance graduate, an economics graduate, I had seen it all in theory. So, coming to the practice, especially of regulation, there are things I've heard. So, what really is it that makes this whole system tick was actually, what my mind was set to accomplish. And that I allowed my mind see. So I was excited that I was going to be learning new, because part of my living is about learning new things. And each time I have the opportunity of learning new things, it gives me, a lot of excitement, because I have, an avowed, principle to say that I will keep learning until I go below 6 feet. So every year, one of my principles was to obtain a certificate, no matter how small that certificate is, no matter how short the duration of that program is. The important thing is that for every year, I should be able to count that this year I obtained this certificate, which means I added to my learning. One of the reasons is because of the lack of education. People must know. A lot of people don't know. And we have a responsibility as regulator to teach, to educate, to inform, and to be out there to discuss with people. We must be stakeholder facing. We must be ready to answer the questions, even the very tough ones. And your ability to do that, provide clarity, provide confidence, provide an engaging framework, changes the entire narration. If you want to speak to me and you didn't find me to speak to, as a result, you get into a bad investment, then it becomes my fault. It becomes my responsibility. But when you're able to get to me and you speak to me about an investment and I advise you appropriately, the decision to get into it becomes yours. And if you fail, it becomes your responsibility. If you apply the use of registered capital market operators, people that are recognized, then they will teach you and deal with it appropriately. Because every capital market operator has a responsibility to the investor. And that is why we have what we call the fit and proper persons test for sponsored individuals within every capital market operation. And that requires that the person goes through an examination, a training, an examination, and an interview. For us to properly profile the person, to know if they are actually fit and proper, to be able to advise you who is the investor. And as we continue to do what is right, there is confidence. As the regulator continues to provide clarity, there is confidence. As there is clarity in frameworks and regulations, there is confidence. And as there is response time, quick response time, there is confidence. And as people make wealth, they are happier. And as people make wealth, poverty is reduced. That is our responsibility.